So again, this is our FSA Informational Session. We are going to go through a bit of information. My name is Scott Schultz. I'm the testing coordinator. You are looking at my absolutely wonderful testing team, Ms. Rebecca Krell, Emily Tyler, who's unable to join us tonight, and Taylor Shaw. Excuse me, Taylor Shaw. So if you have any questions in regards to testing, and if you send this to the testing team, this is the team that will respond to you. So as I said prior, as we are moving through this presentation, I might move quickly. If I do move quickly, please feel free to, sorry, I did miss that. I did have a misspelling on the previous slide, and I apologize for that. As we are moving through the presentation, if you have a question, please go ahead and put that right in the chat box. And we will also be dropping this link right here in the chat box so that you are able to fill out a Google Forms. The Google Forms, if I do not answer in time when the FSA time session informational ends at 6:30, please put that any questions you have, and we will be able to get back to you as soon as possible. So when we talk about the Florida assessment, there are kind of a bigger picture of tests that are being given. And just to kind of break them down so everybody understands what tests are being taken, we have the FSA, which is kind of the broad name that we put everything under, which is the Florida Standard Assessments. This includes 6th through 8th grade writing, reading, and math. Another assessment that we give is called the EOC. You see these tests in our civics, algebra, and geometry classes. We call this our end of course exam. And finally, as most of you have already heard of the FCAT in previous years, we do still give a version of the FCAT, and it is only for 8th grade science. Again, when we say FSA, we include all of these under that umbrella, so just keep that in mind. To give you the testing dates that are right around the corner, we have writing, which will be next week. It will be next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow, April 21st. We have reading, which will be May 12th and 13th. It is a 2-session test. So there are it is a 2-day test, 1 session each day. Math is a 3-session test that's given over the span of 2 days. So we do session 1 on the 19th, and we'll do sessions 2 and 3 on the 20th. And the FCAT, or 8th grade science, and the civics, or EOC, will be administered on May 26th. Just to give you kind of a nice visual, we like to differentiate for our students. So we want to make sure that you can kind of see it. I'm holding it up on the screen in case you need to take a picture or in case you want to write anything down or have a calendar in front of you. Kind of makes life a little easier. Some things that we do provide are makeups. Now, we already have the dates for our writing face-to-face makeup and our writing Home Connect. So if you are a Home Connect student and you miss the writing FSA on April 21st, you are to report to school on April 29th. And I apologize, my cat just jumped into the screen. The other details for the FSA are to come when it comes to makeup testing, because a lot of that is based on how much makeup their needs and things like that. So more details will come, and we will get that information out as soon as we have it. In regards to the upcoming FSA, obviously it's a week away. We want to make sure parents know that the 6th grade FSA writing test is paper-based. The 7th and 8th grade is computer-based. We do ask that all students bring their Chromebooks fully charged, including 6th graders. I will say that every student will receive paper to plan their writing, to plan the writing portion, excuse me. For my Lee Home Connect students, this is strictly for you, Lee Home Connect students. Yes, you are required to be on campus the day of testing. You must arrive at 9:30. Students must be in dress code, and you must have a plan for how you will get to and from school. If you are a Home Connect student and you are coming to campus, you must remain on campus for the duration of the entire test. We will provide breakfast and lunch for all students, and all Home Connect students, after the test session has ended, will move towards their regular schedule. Parents, you are permitted to pick up your student, your LAM scholar, after 12 o'clock on April 21st. So anytime you would like, come to the school, they will call the student down to the main office. And just a quick reminder that our FSA writing makeup for Lee Home Connect students is April 29th. Just so we're all on the same page, any student that arrives after 9:50 will be asked to return for the FSA makeup day. Once the doors shut at 9:50, the testing sessions in each classroom will begin, and they will not be permitted to allow other students to enter. This is just some general facts for all testing students. This is not Lee Home Connect. This is testing at LAMS or while at LAMS. Every student is to be in their homeroom. There will be an altered schedule, and we will release that as soon as it is approved. Excuse me. If a student starts an assessment and for some reason has to leave, the assessment becomes a do not score. Okay? That means that they cannot take it again. They can't start and stop. Once they begin, they must finish. During the testing session, all cell phones and smartwatches, that's a new one, and smartwatches will be collected, not kept in their book bag, not kept in their pocket. They will be collected by the homeroom teacher, and they must be turned off. Not on silent. They must be turned off. Students will be given their electronics back right after the testing session has ended. Not when they're done, when the testing session has ended. All right, just some extra facts for all students. Students need to understand that if they do cause a disruption in their class, they run the risk of the entire classroom being invalidated, which obviously is not fair to any party involved. Now, if a student completes the assessment before the testing session has ended, students must remain seated and quiet. So we do ask that students take their time. They go back through and check every question. And I know it was stated earlier, I just want it to be known that all students will receive lunch after the testing session on April 21st. Here are some links that we can post in the chat for you for some extended knowledge. There are rules and regulations, or shall I say rules and expectations for paper-based versus computer-based. All the teachers will be informed of these and have the same expectation across the building. At the very last tab, at the very last bullet point, that is where we get all of our information in regards to rules and expectations for the FSA.